Hi Leos, welcome to your June reading for 2023. How you doing? Hope all my Leos are doing well. So, we're starting off this month, well, this reading actually during the full moon in Sag energy. So that's a fellow fire sign for you guys. And that for my Leo risings connects to your fifth house. So what I'm sensing, especially with Mars in your sign and Venus coming in there around this 5th of June, so it's like next Monday, I'm sensing that there's energy, there is a lot of potential, yet also quite chaotic. So it's a little bit disorganized. It's not necessarily like, very organized, recognizable situation. I'm just sensing that if you are capable of allowing things to flow where it doesn't need to be controlled and just surrendering and just going with that co-creating ship with the universe, and then versus at points and things where maybe you kind of let go a little bit, maybe you can like take it on and just apply a little bit of that structure here and there. So I'm hearing time management. It's more about the time management. So when you are in your, go, go, go mode, get those things done, yes, but do it with a constructive way. So say in the mornings, I'll try to get as much done between 8 and 12, and then the afternoon between 12 and 4, I'm taking a day off. Like I'm taking the afternoon off. I'm going, go out with my friends. I'm planning lunches and brunches and whatever you feel guided to do. But it's like I can like do both. That's what I'm feeling like. If you create space for both things in your life, you'll see that the moment where you're like, okay, I only have to focus really for these 4 hours or 2 hours, you can get a lot more done than kind of just pushing it forward and think like, I'll do it later today. And it's like, then the day just runs away with you. And actually, in the end of the day, you're not getting fulfillment on either side of the scale. Like the things that you need to do that you don't even really feel like doing, but that does gives you satisfaction when and fulfillment when you can cross it off your list, versus the things that you actually enjoy doing and want to do, but because you feel like it's kind of sort of mangled all in each other, you feel like maybe you don't have time enough for everything, or you just don't really know how to manage it. So if you're capable of just really tuning in, like what like are you a morning person, or are you forcing to be active and focused and all of that in the morning when actually your highlights are between 2 and 6 p.m. basically? Like maybe it's those are your focused energy and focused hours, and maybe you're trying to force yourself to like go and do something in the time where actually that will be just a perfect moment, like for first hours, like to relax, to enjoy, to go do a yoga session or have a long conversation on the phone or whatever way, shape, or form. Those things you can drive, and like see if you can rearrange it in such a way where you actually do less work, but it's way more constructive and it has a way more effect. So if you're like used to wait with certain things and push it forward, now try to take it all the way to the beginning of the day, and so you don't have to think about it for the rest of the day. Like that's something I'm sensing that is obviously something, not something groundbreaking, but this is a time for you guys where that is actually really supported, because the other side is also really supported. The chaotic energy is what I'm sensing, like getting, just lost in a day and the weeks and the months, and before you know it, summer is over. And I feel like you could feel much more in control with allowing certain things to just flow and not overthink them, and other things really putting constructive energy there. So that's just something that I wanted to lay out on the table for you guys, because I really feel like it can be very beneficial. Okay. 444 in the clock. All right, let's go, Leos. Let's see what the cards have to say for you. Nine of Pentacles in the garden. The sea flowers, they love to get watered, especially when it's necessary. It's dry season, like, you know, the sun is out all day and there's no rain. So they're not getting any extra water source from upstairs. So we, as garden, you know, the owner of the garden or the caretaker of the garden, you know, basically serve that water and provide that nutrition for them. And plants, yeah, they don't mind taking in water in the afternoon or at nighttime, because water is water. But it best serves them and they get the most out of that water in the morning, and especially kind of right before the sun rises. Now, we don't all have to be in our garden before the sun rises, but with a lot of plants, they actually thrive the most right before sunset, to water them in that moment in time, which is the optimal, you know, circumstance for those flowers and, you know, vegetable plants and things to grow and thrive on. Once again, it's not that they cannot take it in and they can't survive when you water them later in the afternoon, because we all have, you know, different schedules. But I'm just saying, that's a little bit similar to what I was talking about in the beginning. Like, there are certain moments in time where you do the exact same act, it just has more effect, right? It's more beneficial. Same work, same amount of time put in, just a different time schedule where it might actually be more beneficial for you. Maybe you thrive really in working weekends, and during the week you just have time off. Maybe that's something that actually would provide you with a lot more peace of mind. Doing it the other way around, following what feels good for you. And you will know, because you have 12th house energy coming in as well for you with that new moon in Gemini. You just intuitively pick up more and more, like you start to notice certain patterns, and also when you break one, like how that makes you feel. And based on that, you're willing to make those changes with the Knight of Swords as well. So this is the complete opposite energy. And that's, like I said, it can go from very peaceful to quite chaotic. But if we stay level-headed, we can use that energy for our benefit. Like, it can benefit us. So let's see what this Knight of Swords is about. Maybe that's that new moon in Gemini, that air sign moon coming in at you. It's like, let's be mutable. All right, let me see. Knight of Swords. Okay. The Magician. Yeah. Like I said, it's not only on the external where there could be some chaos coming in. It could also be mentally. So your mind goes from very peaceful, very constructive, to very destructive and very chaotic and just a lot of emotion. So it's very important to understand that you have the key and hold the key within you, and the ability to calm your nervous system down, Leo. Just to really be present in the moment. Right before I started your reading, I start sensing this energy. That's why I kind of went on and on about it in the beginning. There will be triggers around, and it's not something, you know, you should be very afraid of. It's not something that you don't know. But there's also this breakthrough when it comes to your mindset. That's why it comes up, because it kind of is stimulating to change up your mindset. And you'll notice that when I think I know versus what I feel I know, it's like there's this change, this shift happening there. With the Magician as well, like I said, this is a time for you when you can really, 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 really manifest very quickly. And that goes both ways. Six of Swords is here as well, with the Eight of Cups. For some of you, you are planning a trip, or you just recently went on a trip. And I feel there was a significant person connected to that. You went and see a person, maybe, there was just this connection to a person, and there was some, you know, sometimes when we have like a best friend or something, and you know, we're always good, everything is fine, and then you go on vacation for each other for just a little bit too long, and there's this moment of like things clashing, because there are certain things that come with traveling together, that sometimes, you know, people travel together like really well, and other people are just, you know, they just at one point clash because both have the same expectation from the other person, but they're both not able to like deliver that for the other person. Sometimes people are a little bit too similar, and when you travel, things like that can come out. But aside from that, it can also be the opposite. Like I said, it contains a duality of both energies, but I sense for some of you there's this trip you want to make, and it's very, like, they want me to say it, but this is definitely not for all Leos, obviously, but this is for a Leo. This is reminiscent of a time, or this is something that you're planning to do, is to go, you know, visit a place to let go of someone's remains, basically. You know, ashes. And some of you want to let it go with the water, with the ocean, and things like that. And it's just something, it's like, like, there might be some obstacles there, but they're also letting you know that there's this determination. It's like, no, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna do that. I need to do that in order to move forward. I need to do what I promised. Or for others, like I said, you are visiting someone and you had like quite a certain level of expectations from that trip, but actually something came up, and that's something that made you realize, it's just, you got this realization from it. It's like, you know what, I maybe do have to let it go, or I didn't know that was bothering me this much. Because, you know, go from the 8 into the 7, it's not a sprint, it's definitely a marathon, but you are definitely on the right track, Leo, when it comes to that. So there is, from a little bit more rough waters, we're coming into calmer waters again, much more capable of understanding to how to work smarter, basically, and not harder. And that's like what I was saying. It's like sometimes even doing it, just doing differently, have way more results. And I feel like there's this load that you're letting go of. Maybe this is this expectations of like what you want to reach, what you want to be. Maybe that is actually changing. It's like, you know, having such a, some people, you know, they have like, I want to be a millionaire before I'm 30. I want to be a millionaire before I'm 30. And everything goes into that manifestation of like, that's what I want to do. And they kind of just miss out on their 20s and just really experiencing things. And well, to a certain extent, because they have this one thing that they want to be so badly, because then they have this feeling that they can be divined by that, which makes them feel good or good enough. But that's like a rat race. It's a never ending chase, because eventually, if you don't feel like you are enough as you are in each and every present moment, you kind of are being, I'm hearing cat chasing its own tail. Okay, interesting. It's a mind F, basically. 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Some of you are really just overextending yourself and your energy. If there are some painful endings, Leo, it's really bringing about so much blessings and just so much growth and so much more movement. I feel like there has been some stagnation and something that you just wish that you didn't have to let go of and just didn't have to fix, but you knew that was kind of, you know, the whole point. It's like, you know, if I just do a little bit like this, I can handle it, it's gonna be fine, you know, I can still feel at peace, I can still be happy, I can still grow. But there's just this, sometimes less is more, Leo. Way more, like I said. There's just this thing as well when it comes to someone's well-being. Like there's always something they need. There's always something they want. There's always something that they kind of need provided from the external source. And that source sometimes and most times is you. And letting go of a situation, I guess, is really hard, because a lot of times we feel very responsible for other people's well-being. And Leos, you guys are really big caregivers. Like you care, like you have a big heart. You want to do big and small things, and just wanting to extend that energy, wanting people to feel seen and loved and, you know, appreciated and things like that. But eventually it's important that it doesn't take away from your experience and your light and your motivation. And I'm sensing a big change there, because you have the 10 of Wands with the 5 of Pentacles. Like you're letting go of something that made you feel like neglect. Like you did the work but you didn't see the results, which, you know, results in feeling left out. Like I did that, I showed up, I did that, but then when it came down to it, I didn't receive what was either promised or what was, you know, what's logical. It's like you put in, and in the end, like you felt just left out in a cold, disappointed with the end result. That could have been something with work, with a project, something creatively. But it could also just really be with you in connection with other people. Having a certain level of expectation, which I'm sensing that you are transmuting that energy into the Knight of Wands, and instantly you show up as in very strong position as the King of Wands. So whatever you're moving away from, it's only going to result in you feeling a lot more empowered, and you feeling a lot better, and you feeling a lot more motivated and just, I don't know, when I hear life source energy, like it's almost like you're able to really absorb it again, just take in life. I feel like you had an armor up for some time and you're releasing that. You have the Hermit in reverse and the 7 of Pentacles. So you're taking a look at, you're taking a moment to take a moment. That's what I'm hearing, because with the 7 of Pentacles, like you've already built so much, and your advice is like to just take a break, take a moment. Some of you really just, maybe you just recently broke up with someone and you're looking out there, you know, how am I in the market or something like that, what's out there. It's like, no, it's like, it's okay, date yourself for some time, just ground yourself. Someone will find you, because like I said, there's this magnetic energy around you, especially when Venus moves in your sign. Like you will not have to go out and look for it yourself. It's gonna come to you. But it's important to understand that sometimes we need to just take a moment and break, like a pause. It's like, okay, how far have I come? And appreciating yourself for that growth. And also recognizing that certain things weren't easy, but you did do that. You should be proud of yourself. And then looking forward, it's okay, what are things that moving forward I want to let go of, I want to do differently, I deserve to change in my life and bring about different results. So it's a lot of, there is a lot of just going over things, but also just tuning in energetically. It's like, you know, how things make you feel. Yeah, the Hanged One, that's that higher knowledge. That's that Sagittarius full moon that will do that to you, because there's no solid grounding, so you just go deep. There's nothing to be afraid of. Definitely not. But it's not necessarily your comfort zone. What happens is this whole switch. See, the world card, the Wheel of Fortune is here with the Hanged One, with the beautiful Queen of Cups, and you have the Page of Cups, meaning that it's again that duality. It can be serious, it can be loving and loyal, but it could also be fun and exciting and new. And that's what I'm feeling like. It's playful energy. You gotta tune into your heart. Like, your heart has stuff it needs to release, and it has this need for nutrition. It needs to be nurtured. It's not an endless source that we can just take and take and take. It's important that we also just give it nutrition. Like these vegetables in the garden, if we stop watering them, the fruits won't keep on growing and won't keep on giving us that nutrition back. Like, we have to put in something. Everything comes through this way that you're viewing yourself. Once again, everything comes out through the King of Pentacles. It's like that switch moment of looking at things from a different point of view, looking at yourself at a different point of view, understanding that you are good enough where you are right here and now. That doesn't mean that you have to have no wants and needs for the future, but if you can accept yourself as you are in the here and now, then it's a tough road ahead. But what comes through this is justice, is the 10 of Cups. Told you. As bad as it can get even way better on the other side of the scale. It's just a matter of perspective and a matter of grace that you hold for yourself. Balancing things out, the better you are applying that to your day-to-day life, the more results you're gonna see, but a lot more emotional fulfillment. So your heart is overflowing. You just feel full. You feel no neglect, no lack. It's like, I'm full, and anything else that wants to come true in this energy that I'm in right now, it's more than welcome, but it's not here to fill up no voids, because my cup is already overflowing. And I'm open to receive whatever the universe got going for me. Like, that's an energy I'm sensing from you guys. That's beautiful. Woo, fertility. It's the perfect time for you to start a new project and access new ideas and give birth to new conditions. Once again, a woman in the garden. Fertility. Receptivity, exactly. Allow yourself to receive. Very accurate, universe. This will increase your intuition, your energy levels, and ability to give to others. Again, the cycle, will always find in itself again. It comes back to you. You give to yourself, comes back to you. What you give to others comes back to you. And they're saying there's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in its own perfect timing. Everything is occurring in its own perfect timing. There's no need to rush, no need to hurry. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive. Once again, those cups are already full. Your cups are already full, Leo. Anything else? Well, I sense overall, having Capricorn on the 11th, I believe, of June, it is already in the state of retrograde. It's already retrograding, but it moves back into Capricorn till the end of this year. So something you may think that you've let go, got rid of, might come back a little bit, but it's just so clear to you that there's an ending needed and a new beginning, and there's just new, fresh way of looking at things, especially with this Hanged Man. It's like you just are capable of putting it in a different category, and with that, take on different approaches with it. Very good, Leo. All right, so enjoy this beautiful month of June. Happy Pride Month to my Leos, and I will be back soon. All right, I love you. Mwah. Bye, Leos. Bye.